Lifeline WA speak to thousands of people in crisis every year. Some will be having thoughts of suicide. A crisis is also any time that the current situation is overwhelming your current resources to cope. It's a real sign of strength that so many people in that moment of feeling sad or anxious or overwhelmed call 13 11 14 to recruit the extra support that they need at that time. With everything that's happening in our world at the moment, it's understandable that so many of us need someone who can really listen to what we're going through. And that's something that our volunteers know a lot about. So today, you're going to hear from our amazing volunteers on how do I go about asking someone if they're okay, and what do I do if they say, no, I'm not okay.
Having that conversation with a colleague or loved one and asking them if they're okay can be really daunting and frankly quite scary.
The signs would be verbally, maybe somebody might say, I just can't do it, I'm struggling today, I can't get things together, I'm running late all the time, little things.
It can be something so minor as not talking to you as much, looking down at the ground when they're speaking to you, not focusing on deadlines as much and not really caring about the consequences.
There's obvious signs, but we're really intuitive people. We know stuff, and I reckon just go with your intuition. If you're sensing something's not right, then possibly something isn't.
And I would say if you're thinking of asking, it's probably the right time.
If you wait for the right time, you might be waiting forever. So if it's not obviously the wrong time, maybe that is the time to ask.
You first need to pick a pretty comfortable situation for the person to open up themselves.
I would suggest doing it in a neutral place.
Normally you have to break them apart so they're on their own, so you can have the private conversation.
You don't want to do it in front of a bunch of people, you want to do it in a space where they feel safe and calm and ready to really answer that question with the truth that they're actually feeling. The easiest way is to just ask it point blank.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
And be really comfortable and show that you care about the response that they're about to say and that you actually want to hear positive or negative if they respond with I'm not okay or I am. You're there for either.
So if you do ask someone, are you okay? And they say, I'm not okay, what are you going to do?
It can be a really challenging situation to be put in, to be that response person when someone opens up and says, I'm not okay.
Where do you take that conversation?
It's really a case of taking that next step and saying, okay, well, what's happening for you today? What's the problem? And then letting them expand on it. But really, it's about listening.
Listening and just being with that person.
Listening. There's always going to be those times when people aren't okay and there's not necessarily going to be an instant solution, can't just fix it straight away. So yeah, sitting there and listening with them.
You're not going to solve their problem in the next 10 minutes. But what you can do is you can be there to listen to their thoughts and feelings now.
They don't need you to fix it, they just need you to listen and listen without judgment.
Validate what they're feeling and let them know that it's okay to feel this way.
If they're not ready to talk at that time, just plant the seed that whatever they're going through, it doesn't have to be them on their own that's coping with it.
And then you make your decision on can you assist them in any way? What do you think you could do to help them?
But also you need to recognise in yourself that if you don't feel comfortable with these types of conversations, maybe looking for external support.
There's a lot of resources and a lot of support out there for you. And one of them is our own Lifeline website, where there's a whole pile of resources and questions and support kits around how to ask that question and what happens if they say yes.
There's times in our lives when all of us need support. Most of the time we get support from family, we get support from friends. Sometimes we need more than that.
And of course, people are feeling more disconnected than ever before. And things with Lifeline, what we're seeing is that, an increase in callers, people calling in, desperately needing help and support.
A service like Lifeline provides that link back to support. Those people there are there to say, we are members of society as well, we're all part of the same community. Reach out to us because we're all in the same village.
We're here all the time, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day.
We're really happy to listen and we want to be there for you, and we always will be.